All right, STEM certificate renewal requirement. What is the STEM certificate renewal requirement? It's the documented completion of at least 15 clock hours or the equivalent in credit, or at least one goal from an annual professional growth plan with an emphasis on STEM integration. STEM integration is the authentic combination of at least two of the four STEM components. The STEM components are science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Authentic is used to clarify the combination does not mean 20 minutes of math here, 20 minutes of technology here. Rather, clock hours or the PGP goal must be a true incorporation of the STEM components, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, at least two out of those four. Also note that only one element of the STEM components is not considered an authentic STEM integration. It needs to be a true combination. Who needs to complete the STEM requirement? Whether or not you're required to complete the STEM certificate renewal requirement, which is a mouthful, has to do with the endorsements and certificates you hold, not your job assignment. Teachers with residency, professional, initial, and continuing certificates who hold the endorsements on this slide, you are the ones who are required to complete the STEM renewal requirement. On our website, there's a longer list of endorsements that are no longer offered, but may be held by current educators that are subject to this requirement, and you can find it on that link on this slide. Also note that if you hold a valid national board certificate, you are considered to have met the STEM requirement and don't have to complete the 15 clock hours or the one goal of an annual professional growth plan. Also know, so earlier this month, September 1st, just a few weeks ago, now renewal applications with those relevant endorsement areas that were on the previous slide must now document this requirement. So from here on out, renewal applications must document this requirement. How do you meet the STEM requirement? Luckily, how you meet the requirement is also in its description. It's by completing 15 clock hours or the equivalent in credits, or dedicating one goal in a PGP to authentic STEM integration. Again, STEM integration refers to incorporating at least two of the four STEM components. Now some guidance for professional learning providers who may wish to offer STEM professional learning for educators. The intent of the RCW that requires the STEM certificate renewal requirement is to ensure that students have exposure to authentic STEM integration experiences, which are aligned to state learning standards and also include information about STEM-related career options. So with that in mind, through the professional learning, the educator must participate in or demonstrate implementation of a STEM activity. So as a professional learning provider, when you're designing the course, you should be prepared to answer yes to each of these questions. Will the STEM activity have an impact on STEM experiences for students? Does the STEM activity provide examples or resources to use with students or with other educators? And does the STEM activity produce examples or resources about STEM-related career choices to use with students? If you're looking to design course offerings that fulfill this requirement, make sure you can answer yes to all of those questions. Here's some kind of just additional information related to the STEM requirement. Professional learning providers are not required to identify offerings as meeting the STEM requirement, but it is highly encouraged and best practice to do so. Individual educators definitely appreciate it when you are able to identify offerings as meeting the STEM requirement, but it isn't required. Also, as an individual educator, if you need to indicate that you have met the STEM certificate renewal requirement, you do so when recording your clock hours or the equivalent in e-certification.